Welcome to Veteran Resource Podcast, where you will meet nonprofit organizations focused on improving the lives of veterans and their family members. Here is your host, Jeremy Paris.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 30 of the Veteran Resource Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Paris, and today's guest is Lexi Lipari from We Stand Comedy. She's going to be telling you all about how she's using comedy to help homeless female veterans through the Guardian House. And I won't get too much into it in the intro here. I'll let the interview kind of speak for itself. But I will tell you that Lexi has decided to sweeten the deal a little bit and offer a little bit of extra incentive to get you to come out to the show and or donate to the cause. So make sure you listen to the interview so you could find out exactly what I'm talking about here. Lexi Lipari is a fitness enthusiast, entrepreneur, and motorcyclist that is passionate about helping veterans. An EMT for almost a decade, she has been dedicated to service and surrounded by military personnel for most of her life. A civilian, but always on the look for a way to give back. Just after graduating Rider University in 2012, she was the volunteer chairman of the Philadelphia Veterans Comfort Home. Now she looks for new and unique ways to give back to the veteran community, and one of them has been working as a director of marketing for We Stand Comedy to help create and promote We Stand for Female Veterans. The Guardian House is one of the only homeless shelters specifically founded to house homeless female veterans. There are only 2 in New York State outside of New York City. Located in Ballston Spa, New York since 2011, the house has helped scores of women veterans get back on their own 2 feet again after their time in the military by providing a safe place to call home. So many of the residents of Guardian House credit it with the first step back on the road to success because the house was there with a helping hand when they needed it most. Now, the Guardian House needs our help. It is in dire need of repairs, and the goal of We Stand for Female Veterans event is to raise money to offset their costs. All right, let's jump right into the interview. Lexi, welcome to the Veteran Resource Podcast. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks so much for having me.
Pleasure having you.
Thank you.
So let's start out by getting a brief description of what your organization is.
Well, basically, we're representing a different organization, but We Stand Comedy decided back in May, actually, to have a benefit for homeless female veterans. And the reason that we kind of decided to go along with that type of approach to giving back was I've actually worked with veterans for a kind of a long time. My great-grandparents, my great-granduncle, all of them, they were like Marines and in the 101st, like you named it, they were there. And I always wanted to give back, and they said they wanted to do a benefit, so we decided to do it for homeless female veterans. And after some research, we found that there's only 2, homeless female veteran shelters in all of New York State outside of New York City. So We Stand Comedy, who's run by Kimberly Hellum and Tara Canis-Tracy, they're great. They're 2 comedians. They decided that we would have a comedy benefit for them. And before the comedy benefit, we would raise money for this house. So we went out to the Guardian House in Saratoga Springs and met with them. And the house is run so well. It's great. Cheryl Haig-Perez is the director there. And you were so happy to have us and so excited that people actually wanted to really help out because they have no sponsors, none of that. And I couldn't believe it. Like it's so important to me to give back to veterans because you've all served this country. You should definitely never be homeless. And it's been our honor to be able to give back like this.
Well, that's great. That's great. I'm looking forward to finding out a little bit more about the Guardian House. We're going to talk about that later in the interview. But before we do, I wanted to get into a little bit more about you. Can you give me kind of a little background on you?
Sure. My name is Lexi. I'm the director of marketing for We Stand Comedy. And I'm a grad from Rider University. And while I was there, I did some work with veterans. I actually was the volunteer chair of the Philadelphia Veterans Comfort Home, which was really fun. We got to do airdrop missions. So I went out and gave all of the, as many homeless people as we could find. We gave them food and I helped out with the house. And it was such a rewarding experience. Me personally, I have not served. I was in ROTC when I was younger, but I decided that pursuing a career at this time was outside of the military was better for me, but I always made sure that I gave back. In addition to that, I've been around the military a lot. I've been an EMT for about a decade now, actually. And working on an ambulance has really susceptible me to a lot. And also, everyone that works on an ambulance is either a firefighter, wants to be a firefighter, a cop, wants to be a cop, or in the military. It's like it's like a thing. Yeah. So through all that, just from a life of service, truthfully, I've fallen into other unique ways to give back, like doing a benefit like this and a fundraiser. And instead of working from, the inside of all these other nonprofits, trying to see if I can actually help them from the outside as well.
Very cool. And that does make a lot of sense. I've known some people that were in the medical field, and every one of them that I've known has been trying to help veterans in their own way as well. So it seems to go hand in hand.
Yeah, we're all it's a really big family, and it's actually a great family to be a part of. There's no camaraderie like the military, but I guess we get a little bit of like a second class there in comparison. But you tell someone you're an EMT or a firefighter or a cop, you're in the military. It's always like you get that little nod, like,
yep,
I know that if something happened, you'd run toward it too.
Respect. Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so you said that you yourself weren't in the military, but you had family members that were in the military. So
Yes.
you grew up kind of with that military mentality around you.
Kind of, it's actually interesting. It skipped a generation. Like, I was born, and instead of playing with Barbies, I played with G.I. Joe. I don't know why. And then, like, years later, my grandmother told me that all of her brothers, and including her sister, was like one of the original Marinettes. We're like, yeah, they were everywhere, like Iwo Jima, like the works.
Wow.
Out in Bastogne. I was like, no way, this makes so much sense. Why I've always been obsessed with the military. It's like in my blood somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into a little bit more about We Stand Comedy for a bit here. How
Sure.
did that organization get started?
It started like over a year ago. Tara and Kim got together and decided that they would start this comedy troupe that would kind of talk about how women are funny. It's still a little bit of a stigma. There's a little bit of sexism in that area. I'm young. I'm 25, but I'm definitely a little bit aware of it. And just through that, they've been trying to really make comedy skits and do as much stand-up comedy as they can, move around and work with men and women and everyone just to, have a united sense of funny. And it's really been a really cool experience to work with them. They're great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Have you done any comedy yourself?
I've dabbled like at parties. I'm the one that's like standing there and making everybody laugh. And when you try to do that in stand up, suddenly the joke doesn't work. So I can't say. Yeah. So I'll get people to chuckle. So I work on that.
It's always different when you're on stage, huh?
Oh my gosh, it is so different. Like, you think sometimes you see these comedians, you think it's so seamless, and it's a little difficult.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So you have an event coming up really soon in New York City.
Yes, we do. It's hopefully a really big event. It's called We Stand for Female Veterans. It's on November 10th at 8 p.m., which is a Tuesday. It's also Marine Corps birthday and the day before Veterans Day. And it's going to be on 130 West 3rd Street in New York City. The Village Underground is actually affiliated with a Comedy Cellar, which is where like underground comedy kind of started. And what makes it even cooler is that the comedians that we have are from NBC Comics Unleashed, Comedy Central, Howard Stern, Conan O'Brien, Oprah, and even one of them is the national mom. She's been doing tours for the troops for years. Carol Montgomery. She's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have like a little bit of a stacked playbill there, and we're trying to sell tickets and raise money, and it's been challenging but a lot of fun.
And I understand that the proceeds from that show are all going to the Guardian House. Is that correct?
Yes, all the profits from the show go to the Guardian House, and everything that we've raised for the fundraiser goes to the Guardian House. So far, we've raised $6,200, which is just amazing. We're using You Caring. It's like Kickstarter, but they don't take anything off the top because it's for nonprofits.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it's been really, really cool to be able to share the link and ask people to donate. I'm starting like little campaigns of, if we get over $300 in a week, I'll be silent for a day, trying to get people to just donate, which has been really difficult, believe it or not. But it's been fun.
Nice. You should put it out there that, if you hit a certain goal, you'll go up on stage and try some comedy yourself.
Yes, I should. If
Put
we
you on
get
the spot
1,000,
there.
yes, if we get $1,000 for everyone who's listening, we get $1,000 within the next 2 weeks, I will absolutely do a set. I don't care
Wow.
where. It's fine. $1,000, I'll do a set.
Nice. You heard that. You heard that, everybody.
This is serious. This is the real deal.
and we're going to talk about how they can donate later on. But first, I wanted to kind of talk about the Guardian House.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure that the listeners would like to hear a little bit more about what they're doing.
Yeah, so the Guardian House is run by the Saratoga County Rural Preservation Company, and they provide housing opportunities for homeless and low-income households, and also advocate on behalf of all homeless and low-income households. So they make sure that the Rural Preservation Company works not only with female veterans, but they have one house called the Guardian House that only works with female veterans, and they've taken veterans in with their vet help program and help people with things like resume building, life coaching, looking for employment, money management, other types of life skills. And basically what they're really doing is providing the one sense that everyone needs to start again, which is a safe place to be, a safe home. And it's such a homely home. You walk in and everyone's like, "Hi, how are you?" This is this little kitchen and everyone's all happy to cook. And it's an experience to go visit these women, and they've given a lot for our country, and they're just so happy to know that there are people that care. And they've done a lot more aside from just advocate for housing for these veterans. They're also advocate for benefits and assistance for them as well, and work day and night to do that. And they have a staff of all women, 4 women, which I found to be really cool. And they've just been working as hard as they can. And the house that they're in is a 200-year-old house, which is kind of cool, but kind of bad. Yeah, it's been around for a while. So they need to relocate their offices to convert the first floor space, because they can't even house any handicapped veterans right now because they can't get up the stairs. So they can only house females upstairs, homeless veterans upstairs. So they want to just completely renovate the bottom so they can do that. And, all the walls and ceilings need to be sheetrocked and painted. The wood floors would need to be leveled. They want to take down the garage to put a storage shed there, upgrade the kitchen and bathrooms because it's clearly been 200 years. The side and front porch just looks terrible, and all of that's going to cost them $20,000. And we put our number at 10,000, hoping to at least get them half.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like quite a big project.
It has been quite a big project. You're not lying. Yeah.
And so the comedy show sounds awesome.
Thank you.
And everything is going for a great cause here. How do people get tickets for the show?
Well, they can go to westandcomedy.com/tickets, and they can get tickets there. Or westandcomedy.com just by itself. There's a big link there to go buy tickets, or you can donate from the same landing page as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Now put it all together. trying to get as much as we can out of it.
Yeah, I imagine that not all of the listeners are going to be able to make it out to New York for the event, but the people out there that can't, they can still make the donation.
Absolutely, please, by all means. And westandcomedy.com/tickets, and that'll give you can also donate from there if you decide that you can't come or anything like that.
And if you hit $1,000 in the next couple of weeks.
Yes, I will do a comedy set. It'll happen. It's been legitimately announced. I can't back out of it.
Sweet.
So
I'm going to make this nice and easy for everybody too. I'm going to take those links and I'm going to put them in the show notes so everybody can get to them nice and easily and make that donation, and then you can get up on stage.
Absolutely, yes. And you'd be surprised how much of a difference you can make just from a $20, $50, $100 donation. And even then, if that's too much, if you make a $10 to $20 donation and ask 5 people to donate the same amount, you've already, you've helped tremendously. And you're going to be directly impacting homeless female veterans in the Guardian House, to guarantee. There's no way. And if you ever wanted to meet them, you can meet them. They're actually going to be at the event as well.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So it's really unique that, like I mentioned before, I really like unique ways to give back, because this is like the house that land forgot. They don't have any corporate sponsorships. They're just kind of hanging out there in Saratoga Springs in Ballston Spa is exactly where they're located. I'm so happy that we've been able to bring some awareness to them.
Well, that's excellent. That's excellent. And that's really cool that they're going to make it out to the show as well.
Yeah, I'm stoked. They're going to laugh so hard. It's going to be great.
Is that going to be filmed?
Yes, I believe that we're going to have someone film it. It won't be live, but we will possibly post release it. We shall see.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do a lot with that too.
Yes. Well, I don't want to say we're going to release it and then people don't come to the show. Come to the show.
Right.
Yeah, but if you do miss it, we will definitely. Yes, I mean we're going to try to do as much as we can with it. You know, bring as much awareness as we can.
I like it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, so moving past the event for a minute.
Sure.
What does We Stand Comedy have planned for the future?
Oh my goodness. We honestly, we can barely even see past this event. It's just been so crazy. Probably going to get back to stand up because they haven't been doing as much stand up because we've just been running around for this event. And definitely producing more skits. And next year we'll talk about doing another benefit possibly, and now that we've gotten our feet wet here, because this is our first one, we'll be able to possibly raise even more money once I find a way to get this link in the right place to get the right amount of donations, because it has been very, very difficult.
Yeah, and it seems like that would be a pretty easy sale for you with the lineup that you have. That, I mean, people would just want to come out and see that show.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
I can't tell you why. If anyone that's listening could give me suggestions, I am so happy to take suggestions. I'm calling everyone and asking them for advice that's ever done this. I'm completely humble. That'd be amazing, actually.
Excellent. Yeah, great idea. Anybody out there that wants to help out with different ways that they can get this out there?
Yes, exactly.
They could shoot you an email?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll leave my email for you. It's westandcomedy@gmail.com. Super easy.
Perfect.
Yeah. Give us a shout. You can even put, whatever you want in the subject. I'll still read it just to get as much advice as we can. And it's been great. I've been calling, the Home Front Cares, the Swan Network. I just got off the phone with Easter Seals last week, just calling them all and asking them, the New York City Veterans Network. And they're all kind of, they're helping out, they're circulating it, but there's just this extra push that's needed. And I don't know where to get the push from.
Interesting. I might have a few ideas. I'll pass those along to you afterward. We'll see if we can get the word out there a little bit.
Thank you so much. This is, it's such a great community, the veterans community. Everyone that I've asked for help has always been like, yeah, sure. I'll give you, however long you want to talk. I'll let you know what I've done in the past and what's worked for me. It's been outstanding.
Well, the veteran community is full of people who I mean, they serve. That's what they signed up to do is serve others. And when they got out of the military, they didn't stop that. So it's a great community for helping out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I cherish that, and I want to give back as much as I can.
So Lexi, anything else that you want to cover before we get into the final 3 questions?
Honestly, just, thank you for your service and thank you for having me. This has been awesome. I've never been a guest on a podcast before.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yes, this is a first. And, just thank you so much for the opportunity. And I really hope, if anyone out there can donate, that would be amazing. If you could point me in the direction of anyone who wants to sponsor the event, I would be happy to talk to anybody. We do have one big presidential sponsor. We have a presidential and a captain, lieutenant, and sergeant tier. If you'd like to learn more about that, by all means, shoot me an email. And I would love to bring anyone on board to sponsor the event. And we're offering press, anything we can get. We'll give to sponsors, including bricks at the house, a signed letter of thank you from the women, a plaque from the women, to really know that you really did give back. It's a little bit different than donating to, really, really large nonprofits. It's always great to donate to large nonprofits, but sometimes you don't see where your money goes. I mean, this is unique in that you really do see legitimately
right.
where it goes. Yeah. And if you go to westandcomedy.com/donate to donate, you can still donate from the ticket page, but there are plenty of videos there that actually show the house, the repairs that are needed. You can meet the first resident, Maggie. She's awesome. And she'll tell you more about, what she experienced. over 10 years out of the military and falling homeless, and how the Guardian House really helped her be this rope to pull her out when she couldn't see anything else. And it was really a touching story.
And this is really a very unique opportunity, like you're saying, to where you can donate and you can see exactly where the money's going, because if you go out to the show, they're going to be there.
Yeah.
You can
literally
directly see where it's going to go.
Yeah. And they're all going to be they're so thankful. I mean, when we went up there to film, to film everything, they were like half crying the whole time. Like, I can't believe you're here. Thank you so much. Like, it's been such a rewarding experience, and we really want to give back as much as we can. Just every time I think like, oh, I'm really tired trying to get as many sponsors or as many donations and ticket sales, I just think of their faces and I'm like, I got this. We gotta do this for them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Lexi, I think we are ready to get into the final three.
All right, let's do it.
All right, question number 1. Who would you like to hear on a future episode of the Veteran Resource Podcast?
I would love to hear Gary Sinise, because he's just awesome.
So Gary Sinise, if you hear this, I've already sent a request out. So
there you go. See, great minds.
Other people want to hear you as well. So yeah, we'll see if we can make that work.
He's really cool.
I'm a huge fan. Yeah.
Me too. He's awesome.
All right. Question number 2. What project has you fired up right now? I think I know the answer to this.
Yeah, it's definitely this project has me I don't think I've ever tried so hard for anything in my life. I'm so passionate about this, so passionate about hitting that goal of 10,000. We've got $3,800 to go. We've raised $6,200 so far. We're so close. Yeah, so far. So I'm super fired up about it. Yeah.
I think we could get it there.
That would be, it would make my life. You don't even know.
Excellent. And question number 3. If you woke up tomorrow and you found out that somebody made an anonymous donation of $10 million to your organization, what would you do with it?
Oh, wow. I think that I can speak for the ladies that they would probably tour around the world and do a bunch of comedy benefits for everyone that would listen and raise as much money as possible. Me personally, if I got that much money, I would make a bunch of documentaries for people who are underrepresented, and use that money to make sure that like people who never get talked about, and that they get the the recognition that they need to be able to get the help that they need.
That's a great answer.
Oh, thank you.
So for the person out there that has the $10 million and you're trying to figure out, what should I do with this money? You just heard what Lexi can do with it.
Yes.
And so for that person with the $10 million, or for anybody else out there, what is the best way to get in contact with you again?
Well, you can email me directly at westandcomedy@gmail.com, which is super easy. You can buy tickets. Donate, or sponsor from westandcomedy.com/veterans. Just tickets, westandcomedy.com/tickets. Just donate, westandcomedy.com/donate. I just made all the landing pages to get all the people.
Nice.
Yeah, we're trying.
And like I said, I will make sure that I have all of those links right in the show notes page. So super easy for you. You can hit the show notes page. You can click on the links. You can get over to all of those places that Lexi told you about.
Yes, thank you so much. And if you should remember one of those 3, I don't know which one, but westandcomedy.com/tickets, donate, or veterans. Whichever one you remember, you'll get you the right spot.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lexi, for being on the podcast with me.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. This has been a great experience.
All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as I did. Great conversation with Lexi, and we talked for a little while afterward. She's very funny, and I would love to see her get up on stage and do a comedy set herself. And she said she would if you guys hit that magic number of $1,000 within the next couple of weeks there. So I did the math. I know how many of you listen to the podcast on a regular basis. I got the stats. And if all of you only donated $10, you'd go way over the amount needed to hit that mark. $10, and the money is all going to a good cause. It's going to Guardian House. She told you all about it during the episode. Sounds like it's going to be awesome, and if you can make it out to the show, you're going to get to meet the people that you're helping. There's not a whole lot of opportunities out there where you can donate money to an organization and actually meet the people directly that it's influencing. So I invite you to get out there and see the show if you can. And if you can't, you can get the donations in. And all of the links that she mentioned, as well as her email address, are going to be in the show notes page. The show notes can be found at veteranpodcast.com/030. And like I said, if you guys hit that magic number, she said that she will go up on stage herself. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode, and make sure you tell your friends about it. There's lots of veterans that need to find out about these organizations, and they're only going to find out by people like you telling other people that you know. One other thing that I wanted to talk about before I sign off today is that I've had some conflicting information. Some people tell me that they like, in the beginning, having the reviews read, and other people are telling me that they would like to hear me just get right to the meat of the podcast episode, get right into the interview, and skip over doing the reviews. So I'd like to hear as a whole what you think. And so I'm setting up a 1-question survey over on facebook.com/veteran resource podcast. It's just asking you whether or not I should keep that in or take it out and let you guys go to the reviews yourself and read them. So do me a favor, go and hit that survey, click one of the buttons, and then I'll know. All right, everybody, we will see you in episode 31.